Hey all, this is Shakti. I am filming the week 18 video a tad late. I, for once, completely forgot to film. I kept reminding myself I need to film for week 18, and I never did. And I let other things become more important than filming for week 18, and I think that's pretty reflective of my mental process, that I just really kept putting it off and putting it off. And week 18 was very profound. Right now I'm sort of at the tail end of, not the tail end, actually quite the beginning of feeling a little ill. I have sort of like cold symptoms going on right now, earache, sore throat, which is really interesting. I generally don't get sick very easily, so this is making me wonder what's what's going on in my internal environment, that I am feeling the need to experience dis-ease. So week 18 was full of discovery for me. The new class arrived and I got the opportunity to be on the outside of our greeting circle. We have a tradition at FSM where when the old class, which is my class currently, and the new class, which just came in, meet for the very first time, we stand in an inner circle and an outer circle, and we face each other and just hold hands and make eye contact with every single member of the new group. And it was really profound to know what I know now, to be where I am now in the program, to have lived everything that I've lived in my personal life and in relationship to the school, and to be standing there in the circle, meeting all these new faces, all these really bright, shiny souls, and internally sort of knowing that they're about to embark on this amazing, incredible journey that they probably cannot fathom, as I could not fathom when I arrived at Florida School of Massage. And just blessing them on their journey. That's really what I did. Every single person, just really blessing them on their journey and wishing them well, wishing them adventure, the courage to be adventurous, the courage to dive in, head first and just be in the process. Give themselves over to the magic of the process. And it was really interesting for me to experience how much subtler my energetic experience is of people, how much more I can feel, how much more I can read, how much more my body is aware of the difference between my energy and when I come in contact with someone else. That was really interesting in the circle. I experienced the new class as highly energetic and ready to be there. Different than our class in some major ways. The demographic is different, just for basics, but yeah, they seem fun. I haven't really had a chance to talk to many of them, and it's been intentional. As they arrived, my life got increasingly more multifaceted, and so I've been in this sort of like hibernation period, especially now that I'm feeling a little bit unwell, and so I really have not made myself available to connect with them, but that is one of my intentions at some point soon. And also last week we had another business class with Pete, which is always amazing. He's a very dynamic, energetic being, and I appreciate his perspective on business and on life. We had Magic Day in neuromuscular therapy, which Magic Day to me is really one of my most favorite memories of that school. I can already tell is. And it's a day where the entire NMT team, teachers, came together to create a space for us to remember why we're doing the work that we're doing, to remember why we're even on this planet. And the details of Magic Day will be left unknown for future participants, but that's really what the day was about. It was really about connecting with our purpose here, who we are as essences, not as bodies, and why we're in this, why we felt inspired to come to this profession, to make contact with people on a regular basis in such intimate ways, and just how very simple contact can make such a huge impact in someone's space, in someone's world, emotionally, physically, mentally, and bringing awareness to us of the kind of contact that we bring when we touch someone or when we talk to someone. Even when we enter a room, we're already making contact with people in the room, and what are we giving off? What is our contact when we enter a space? How are we experienced? I firmly believe that I am responsible not only for my actions, my words, and my intention, but for how I am experienced. On some level, I am responsible for how I am experienced, and that has actually been a really empowering realization for me, that I am responsible for how I am perceived. And if I'm willing to accept responsibility for that, all of a sudden I feel like I have much more ability to be perceived rightly if I think I'm being perceived incorrectly. And then it offers me space to ask the question of how can I be such that in these interactions I am perceived as I truly am, if I feel like I'm being missed, for example, which offers me a lot of clarity and illumination, and I'm really grateful for that. So Magic Day was awesome, and that was the last day of week 18, and then I'm in a space right now, then the weekend happened, and so I'm in a space right now where all of my most core relationships, private relationships, familial friendships, they're all in this really coming together, piecing together in very interesting ways. And at the same time, stepping outside of boxes has been a major theme for this past even month. Outside of boxes. All of a sudden, the relationships that I have to people no longer fit a role or a standard way of operation, any way that I have been presented with in my past. Like, for example, you have a partner, there's these certain rules and regulations for how a partner operates, right? A certain series of expectations that get fulfilled, and so then that person maintains their role of partner. And so I've been in a space of being challenged, like all of a sudden I have these relationships with people and they don't have these rules of engagement attached to them. I don't have these expectations attached to them. We're just relating. We're just relating in this inspired way. When I feel inspired to relate to them, I do. When I don't, I don't. And even when we're spending time together, it's like there's no formula for how we spend time. It's entirely inspired, entirely outside of a box. And I've really been realizing that I can bring that living in inspiration to every situation, even when we have responsibilities. So, you might be listening to this and saying, I have responsibilities, I have a job, I have things I have to do, I have to be there every day. I can't just be like, today I'm inspired not to be there and not show up, and it'd be cool necessarily with every circumstance. But even within those circumstances, even within those set responsibilities, we have the option of entering those responsibilities with a sense of, I can live from an inspired place in this responsibility. How I choose to respond to the people in this responsibility can come from an inspired place. Where my energy is completely up to me. So even if I'm in a circumstance, I don't necessarily want to be there, but I'm there, I can choose. I can choose to put off that I don't really want to be there, or I can choose to be like, how can I live from an inspired place in this circumstance? And that's what I'm doing, not only with situations, but with people in my life. And it's been really fulfilling and very challenging and very educational. It has illuminated to me, it has provided contrast to me all the ways in which I am not satisfied with my current existence or experience of life, which can be very challenging for me to be like, whoa, there's this long list of things that are not working for me. This is not working for me. And at the same time, I am incredibly grateful that I have so much clarity about the things that are not working for me, because now I feel very empowered to correct the things that need to be corrected, to fine-tune the things that need to be fine-tuned. And so that's the space that I'm in right now. And as I'm speaking, I'm feeling a little feverish, which is interesting. Like I feel very passionately about the subject matter, and so I feel kind of heated, like mentally, and now I'm noticing heat in my body physically. It's interesting. So that's where I've been. That's week 18, sort of a little bit of week 19, because today's week 19. So I'll probably be filming at the end of this week. At the end of this week, I will be going back home. It will be Memorial Day weekend, and I will be visiting down south my family. And so I will be filming from there, which is always an interesting experience and refreshing at its best. So thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. Have a blessed one.